everyone, and welcome to Shell Point Today for Wednesday, May 4th. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, Ruth Deuber will be cooking up something delicious in her kitchen once again. And Robyn Church will tell us more about some of the May specials over at the Island Salon and Spa.
But first, we'd like to remind you to join the Photo Club tomorrow for their last meeting of the season. Come enjoy an informational video that will inspire you to keep taking those great photos all summer long. The meeting takes place at 2:15 p.m. in the Social Center on the island.
Looking ahead to Friday, you won't want to miss the Mother's Tea and Fashion Show in the Grand Cypress Room at 2:30. This is the second annual event that's held to celebrate all of Shell Point mothers. This year's theme is centered around the clothing from the era of the Titanic. Speaker, author, and playwright Laurie Ninehouse will bring each costume to life by revealing facts about the Titanic and the period. A variety of gourmet teas and pastries will be served. And don't worry, we've already checked. Iceberg lettuce will not be served. A ticket is required for this event, so make sure you sign up. The cost to attend is $8 per person, and mothers are encouraged to bring their daughters.
Fitness instructor Ingrid Oliver knows all about martial arts, self-defense, steps, and blocking techniques, and she'll be teaching a beginner's class to our residents starting this Friday for a 6-week session. The course challenges students to increase mental focus, memory, and physical abilities in a full mind and body workout. It's also designed to improve cognitive skills and physical health. Each class takes place in the Tarpon Room at 1:30 p.m., so be sure to sign up and wear comfortable clothing and footwear to the class.
It's time to head over to Ruth Deuber's kitchen today and check out a dish she calls Easy Quiche. So I'm guessing it's pretty easy to make. Well, there's quite a few ingredients, so pay attention and learn how to make this delicious dish.
Hello, I'm Ruth Deuber, and this is What's Cooking at Shell Point. And I'm going to show a recipe today. It's called the Easy Quiche. I've made it for years, and it's just something that I usually have the chopped broccoli in the freezer, and of course the eggs, and then you can buy the ham and Bisquick. And I've always made it with regular Bisquick, but this time I found gluten-free Bisquick. So we're going to try it. I haven't used it before, so I don't know if it's going to be the same as the regular Bisquick or not, but we'll give it a try. Okay, the ingredients. We have, of course, the Bisquick, and it is a 1/4 cup of Bisquick plus 1 tablespoon. And I don't know why it's that exact. And it's 2 eggs and 1 cup of milk and 2 teaspoons of softened butter. And it's a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese and a 1/2 cup of the chopped broccoli, which is thawed and drained, and a 1/2 cup of the cubed chopped ham. Now it called for cubed. To me, the chunks are a little too big, so I use the finer chop on that. And then a 1/4 pound of the sharp cheddar cheese. One thing that I have found with the chopped broccoli, I will buy a box of it, bring it home, and let it just start to barely thaw. And then I cut it in half, so that I have a lot of recipes just call for 1/2 box, so you don't want to wait till the last minute or you've got a block of broccoli instead of what you want. So we'll just whip these up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to put the broccoli in. This other way, put the broccoli in. And then next we'll put the ham. And a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. And a 1/2 cup of the sharp cheese. Now we're going to put in the Bisquick. And the butter. and a half a cup of milk. It's one cup? Yeah, it's 1 cup of milk. And now we'll put in the eggs. I'm going to give it a little stir here, but we are going to use a hand mixer. So I will have to go over to the mixer. Get that out of the way before I cut it up with my beaters. And that's enough for that. So we'll come back over here because I have my pie pan ready. And I do have another quiche ready for you to see. And in case you think I never make any mistakes, well, I did. I did not spray the pan. This one is sprayed. And another trick that I've learned is after you put ingredients in an aluminum foil pan, it can be flimsy and you can spill it. So I put it on a little tray to get it into the oven. And it's a 375 oven. So we'll take it over here, and I am going to give that a little stir because it's a little too much in there. This is the tricky part. There. Okay, 375 oven for 30 to 40 minutes. What you want to do is set your timer for 30. There, I got it in there. And then we will look at it at that point. Here's the finished one. And the way you test it is it should be lightly browned around the edge. And if you put a knife into the center, it comes out clean. So now we'll see if it was a huge mistake to not grease the pan. This really works for a lot of people that don't like pie crust. So now the slicing works, but we don't know if it'll come out of the pan. Ah, it did work. Hey, I'm so glad. There. All righty. Well, here it is. And you can actually, if you want to, you can cut it up in smaller pieces and serve it as an appetizer. But it's mighty good this way. Now let's see how the Bisquick worked. It worked exactly the same as regular Bisquick. So I'm glad. I'll put the recipe up on the website. I hope you'll try it. Thank you.
And now let's go to the Island Salon and Spa, where Robyn Church is standing by to give us all the details on this month's specials.
Hi, my name is Robyn, and I'm here in the Island Salon. And I just wanted to share with you our newest addition, which is our authentic barber chair. A lot of our gentlemen are really enjoying the comfort of this chair. It has a lot of added cushion, it's a little wider, It's just a bigger, more masculine chair. So if you'd like to come and enjoy a wonderful haircut in our new barber chair, please give us a call at 489-8400 extension 1 for the Island Salon. And I just wanted to share with you a great tip as we're going into spring and we're leaving winter behind. Even in Florida, our humidity drops and our skin gets drier. And our lips are often where it really kind of settles in. So a great way to repair those cells in the skin on your lips and to hydrate them is to get a tea bag, a green tea bag. It must be green tea. And you dip it in some warm water and you get the tea bag good and saturated. And after it's fully saturated with the water, you would remove the excess water and then you would rest it on your lips for 5 minutes and just let it do its things. The tannins in the green tea are what really help to heal the skin of the lips. So this is a great thing that you can do at home. You probably have some green tea, and you can always enjoy your green tea after you've hydrated your lips. So thank you and have a great day.
And now it's time to take a look at today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
And welcome to the Happenings segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley, and I'm going to go over the activities offered for you here today at Shell Point. We're going to start bright and early with men's Bible study in the Osprey Room at 7:45. A pickleball will be at the game courts at 8 o'clock. Also at 8 o'clock, we have the men's match play tennis going on down at the Woodlands. Lilly and Company Jewelers will be here for their weekly jewelry service at 8:45. That's at the Resident Activity Center. And the Resident Council will be meeting in the Social Center at 8:45. Jurassic Travel will be in the Egret Room from 9 to 12 if you have any individual travel needs you'd like help with. And the Watercolor Group with Phil Hilton will be in the Art Studio at 9 o'clock. Moving on to 10 o'clock, we have Ladies Bible Study in the Osprey Room. Also at 10 o'clock, we have the men's match play tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. The Model Yacht Sailing Club will be at the Woodland Commons Lake at 10:15. And we have an 11:30 Health Connections class, Agility, Balance, and Flexibility in the Tarpon Room on the island. Continuing in with the afternoon activities, I have a 12:45 Health Connections class, Advanced Strength and Conditioning. This is in the Tarpon Room. And we have chess in the Library Lounge at 1 o'clock. 1:45 is the time for Health Connections class, Osteo Break Free. That's in the Tarpon Room and currently full. At 2:15, we have a Health Connections class, Coffee with Your Case Managers. That's in the Social Center. Sign up is required. Now, Jazz and Stuff will be at the Grand Cypress Room at 2:30. And there's a Health Connections class at 3, Pilates Stretch. That's in the Tarpon Room. The singles table at the Crystal Dining Room will be available at 5 o'clock. And we have a church choir rehearsal at 5:45 at the Village Church. And the final activity for today is at 7:15, the Community National Day of Prayer Service. That will be at the Village Church. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day today, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Wednesday. At 10 o'clock, Bridge with Beginners begins in the game room of the Woodlands. Sign up is required. At 12:30, those who have signed up will get crafty in the Shell Point Wood Shop in the tunnel in the island. At 1 o'clock, Intermediate Bridge will begin in the game room of the Woodlands. Again, sign up is required. We have a new legacy seminar coming tomorrow, and it is the 5 building blocks of successful portfolio construction. And our Legacy Foundation is bringing in Saul Mendoza of the Vanguard Financial and Sherry and Eric Hinden of Flint Financial Group, UBS.
Menus for Wednesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is quiche with cucumber salad and home fries. The dinner special is the All-American Buffet for $14.95. The soup of the day is pasta fagioli. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special is a grilled chicken pita with a side tossed salad for $7.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are peach barbecue shrimp for $15.95, or stuffed chicken breast for $15.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hello, my name is Sunny Torres. I'm the Director of Spiritual Services for Shell Point. And today we're calling your attention to a really special day that's coming up on May 5th. It's the National Day of Prayer. And this day has been celebrated. I just found this out by doing a little research, that we've been celebrating it in our country since 1775. But it was officially formalized by Harry Truman back in 1952. And it is celebrated by every religion in the United States: the Hindus, the Muslims, the Protestants and Catholics, the Jews. Everyone is banded together on that day to pray for our country. And so it's going to be a very good opportunity for us here at Shell Point to be able to get together and ask God's intervention and guidance for those things that are going on in our country. In the light of our upcoming presidential election and the ongoing battle we have with oppressive forces around the globe, and the cultural values that are eating away at the foundations to our society, this is a perfect time for us to get together and pray for our country and let our voice be heard to the one who can do something about it. And so today we're going to be speaking to Scott Eding, who is the chaplain for the employees. He is going to be working with several people to lead prayer during this time, the night before and on the day of the National Day of Prayer. He'll be leading different groups in prayer all over Shell Point's community. So Scott, I remember when this was in the schools that we had a flagpole designated for our prayer time. Are we having anything like that for Shell Point?
On May 5th, National Day of Prayer, we're actually doing it first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. After you go through the gate onto the island, there's a flagpole right there, and we'll gather at 8 in the morning, and there we're going to have prayer for our schools and for the children who attend school.
Oh, that's important. Those are our next generation of leaders coming up, so that's very important. And I know that I will be at the pavilion at 1 o'clock on May 5th in the chapel there with residents and employees to pray. Will there be other people as well leading the prayer around campus?
Well, I will be doing it with Don Poland, who's just coming on to the church staff in order to help build community. And so his ministry is to the church members and residents of Shell Point. So between my ministry to the employees and his with the residents, we are going to join together and offering prayers.
Okay, and what locations will you be doing this?
There are many different locations throughout Shell Point where we're going to gather briefly at each location and each time on the hour. And those locations are listed in Shell Point Life. So if you look at the article about National Day of Prayer in Shell Point Life or the employees' newsletter called Currents, it's in both of them.
Okay, that gives everybody an opportunity to participate in many places. And I was wondering how long each one of these gatherings will be.
So in each location, we're going to have prayer time for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
So if you can only come briefly for part of that, some employees have short breaks and they could come, but we're certainly invited to come.
Okay, and what kind of participation will a resident or an employee have opportunity to do when they're in the prayer groups? What will their role be?
We'll have them, they can either just come and pray silently, or if they want to add to the prayers and pray out loud, we'd love for them to do that. If they're coming because they have needs and want prayers for themselves or their family, certainly we want to be supportive of them too in this time of prayer together.
That's great. And is there anything going on in the church specifically for this National Day of Prayer?
Well, on the eve of National Day of Prayer is perfect because that's when the normal prayer and praise is held, and so we're going to have a special time that night at 7:15.
Okay, National Day of Prayer Eve.
That's
Okay,
correct.
that's perfect. And we're looking so forward to having you join us. We hope that you can come. This is an extremely important event for our country as we can join together and come to the throne of grace in our time of need. And we surely do need God during this time. So please come and be there as a support or even just your presence. We would love to have you join us. So thank you.
Thanks for joining us for Shell Point today for Wednesday, May 4th. On tomorrow's show, Terry Kolath will give us a preview of what to expect in the Academy class called Anatomy of Words. And the Legacy Foundation will recap the Men's Business Leadership Breakfast that took place last week. Until then, I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. Thanks for joining us, and on behalf of everyone here at Shell Point TV, we trust you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you again on another day tomorrow.